So when we come out of our Shavasana, you can sit a few breaths in your easy seated position on the opposite side. So focusing on our breath here, just bringing us into our space, into this moment, finding that rhythm and establishing that initial flow of breath that we can use in our practice today. So sitting up nice and tall, lengthening and lifting the chest as we lengthen the breath. As you exhale, practicing that ujjayi, rolling the air in the back of the throat. Exhaling to force all the excess air out. So when you come to the bottom of your exhale, squeeze that belly button towards your spine and really push anything left out, detoxifying the breath. Focusing on expanding the breath, allowing the ribs to open a little bit deeper each time. Starting to let go of any distracting thoughts, maybe setting an intention for your practice today. Staying mindful in the moment. Take a few more cycles here. Just finding that breath. Calming the mind. And we'll start to move into our warm-up. We're going to incorporate our necks. And we're going to start taking our circles by tucking the chin into the chest. And as you inhale, lifting the chest, lifting with the chin, coming all the way to the top. Letting the throat open, so dropping the neck all the way back. And as you exhale, bringing the chin all the way down on the left. Remember to push all the excess air out. Pull the belly button to the spine. As we start to open up the back of the neck and the throat. Not being forceful here, just nice and gentle. Bringing our awareness from our breath into our bodies. We'll take 2 more cycles here. On your next inhale, we'll take our chins coming up the opposite way, coming up on the left. Remember, lengthening and lifting. Allow the throat to open. And as you exhale, bringing the chin back down to the chest on the right. Finding that rhythm, that sync between the body and the breath. We'll take 1 more cycle here. And on your exhale, coming back to a neutral neck, sitting center. To warm up our shoulders, we're going to take our arms, palms up. Inhale to reach. When you come to the top of your breath, interlace the fingertips and push through the palms, opening. Lift through the side body here as you lengthen your inhale. And on your exhale, bring the palms all the way towards the mat, curling the spine, almost like a seated cat. Pushing into the back of the neck and the upper spine. As you inhale, draw the shoulders back, pushing through the palms, all the way back up. And we're going to flow with breath here a few cycles. Cat and cow spine as we open the shoulders. One more cycle here. Inhale, pushing through the palms and lift through the side body. Allow that neck to drop open, and as you exhale, tucking the chin, pushing through the back of the neck. Releasing your bind here. Inhale, taking the arms out wide and reach. Exhale, bring hands to the heart. Inhale to open the shoulders up wide. Pull the shoulder blades together, palms up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bend the elbows, touching the shoulders here. We're going to start to take our circles, opening the shoulder blades. Inhale, bringing the elbows to touch, rounding them out so the wrists touch behind the neck, and squeezing them together. Nice and gentle, just flowing with breath. Starting to build that energy. Moving into the core. One more time here. On your next inhale, swing the elbows back, dropping them down, and bring the wrists to touch. Bringing our circles in the opposite direction. When you come to the bottom of your exhale, inhale to open the arms wide and reach. Lift through the ribs, lift, but allow the shoulders to be softened away from the ears. So we're not like crunching them up when we reach. We're really lifting through the sides. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, palms up to the sky and reach. As we exhale, we're going to twist to the right, grounding that right arm all the way behind the tailbone, sitting you up nice and tall. Left hand comes to the right knee. And just gently, as you exhale, twist and turn to look behind you. Again, we don't want to force the neck or crank the head around. Just on each exhale, deepen a little bit further, allowing your shoulders to lead you. And on your next inhale, release your twist and reach. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twisting to the left. Again, bringing that left hand right behind the spine. Right hand comes to the left knee to assist your twist. One more cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, release your twist and reach. Exhale, bringing hands to the heart. Moving down the core, opening a little bit deeper. We're going to take our right palm down to the mat. Inhale, bringing the left hand all the way across. If you can start to pull that elbow down next to your hip space and just continue reaching that left arm over the ear. Looking down at your mat, keeping a neutral neck. On your next inhale, center and reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, we're going to bring the left palm to the mat and start to pull as you exhale, pulling that elbow to the mat. Reach and extend the right arm over past the ear, and your gaze is down at your mat. Reaching, keeping your hips grounded into the mat. So if you feel like you're lifting too far, keep the hips grounded before you try to force that elbow towards the mat deeper. On your next inhale, center and reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. Extending our legs out in a wide-legged stance. So taking both of your heels towards the edges of your mat. They don't have to be all the way out. Wherever is most comfortable for you today. Feel like I'm good about here. Rolling the shoulders back to lengthen the spine and move any of the extra tissue you might have so you're really grounded there in that tailbone. And we'll take a few moments here to wiggle the toes, roll out the ankles, and bring awareness to the legs. Taking our palms up towards the sky, inhale to reach. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips and bring the chin all the way to the chest, letting the neck drop out. As you inhale, allow your palms to slide towards your pelvis, lengthening the spine. Exhale, extending a little bit deeper here, but not too far. As we exhale, we're going to start to bend the elbows, bringing the body towards the earth. Keeping that spine straight. Getting a nice stretch to the hamstrings. Keeping the feet flexed so we keep the legs engaged as we open the inner thighs. We'll take one more cycle of breath here. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to deepen. On your next inhale, bringing hands to center and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Bringing the right heel in, leave that left leg all the way out. Find your grounded stance. Inhale to reach. As we exhale, we're going to hinge at the left hip, grabbing to the outer edge of the left foot and start to reach. Open the chest, turning the chin and chest up towards the sky so you're rolling that right shoulder back. And you'll feel a nice deeper stretch here in the low back obliques. And just take a few cycles of breath here, keeping that right hip really grounded into the earth. And on your next inhale, center and reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. Shifting positions, so bringing the left heel in and keeping the right heel out. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hinge to the right. Remember to turn the chest and chin up towards the sky so we're pulling that left shoulder, opening up. Keeping that left hip grounded. And wherever we're at today, so if you're not all the way to the outer edge of your foot, maybe we're just here. And we're lifting the chest, opening the side body. Inhale to center and reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. Bringing both legs out for Dandasana, staff pose. Altering. Sitting up nice and tall, staying engaged here. So we're going to be pushing through the heels still. Keeping those thighs activated. Inhale to reach. Exhale. Hinging forward fold. Let the chin drop all the way to the chest. And then inhale, lengthen the spine. As we exhale, hinge at the hips, this time leading the chest, so keeping the shoulders pulled back. We're not capped here. We're keeping a nice straight line and just deepening the hinge here in the hips, adding compression here. On your next inhale, reach. And exhale, hands to the heart. Bringing the right leg in, either inside the knee or crossed over. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, removing any of that extra tissue so we're really grounded in our hip space. Inhale to reach. Exhale to twist. Bringing the left elbow outside the right knee. Assisting your spine by bringing that hand behind the tailbone so you're nice and tall. As you exhale, deepen this twist, turning and looking over your shoulder, not cranking the neck, just using your eyes to guide, allowing that right shoulder to pull you open. Taking one more cycle of breath here. And as you exhale, release your bind, coming back center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, releasing the right heel and bringing hands to the heart. Bringing the left leg in. Either, again, inside the knee or crossed over, wherever we're at in our practice today, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale to reach and exhale to twist. Taking a few more breaths here in our mariachi pose. There's a lot of variations to this, a lot of places to grow. As you exhale, release your bind. Inhale to reach and exhale, extending the left leg out. And another mariachi variation. Inhale, bring the right knee or right heel into the inner, and we're not going to cross it over on this time. And you can actually have a little bit of space, I'd say about a hand width between your foot and your thigh. And so we're sitting up nice and tall. As we exhale, we're going to start to hinge forward, and we're going to take that right arm and start to wrap it around that front knee and find your pocket. If you just hold here on the outer thigh, that's fine. If you have to be up a little bit higher, that's fine too. But just start to feel here, this bind, this shoulder opening pose, another mariachi variation. Take one more breath here, really opening the shoulder. If you can take a full bind, bringing the left hand all the way around, you can do that as well. And allow the neck to drop. On your next exhale, releasing your bind here. Inhale to reach, extending the right leg all the way back out. And exhale, hand to the heart. We'll do the left side now. So inhale, bringing the left heel inside the inner thigh, getting about a hand width of space here. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, start hinging forward and wrap that left arm behind the back. If you can take the right arm all the way around and create a bind here, Ganesha bind, Ganesha grip. And then again, just keeping the right leg activated, allow that neck to drop out. And just feel the sensations here in your shoulder. On your next exhale, releasing your bind, coming to center, inhale and reach. Exhale, extending the left leg out and bringing hands to the heart. So that's just another variation for the mariachi pose. We can do one more while we're here. You're going to inhale, bring the right heel towards the pelvis and take the left leg. And if we're just here today, that's fine. You can just bend at the knee and bring it in towards the chest, or you can cross it over, grounding that heel down. So let me turn so you can see what this looks like. Here in a mariachi pose, it's almost like cow pose where you're going to let the knees align. You're going to keep this one up, and again you can start to move into your twists. So we're going to inhale to reach and exhale to the left. Again, you can bring that hand behind you, or maybe just keeping prayer hands here, pushing the palms together. You'll feel a push here, which is going to turn and open your chest towards the left. And you're getting in all kinds of a stretch here, no matter where you're at today. Again, if this leg is not crossed over and we're just here, again, you would tuck that elbow outside the knee and working on your twists here, bringing that hand to support the spine so you can stay lifted. And exhale to deepen. And on your next exhale, release, bringing hands back center. Inhale to reach. Exhale, extending both legs back out to Dandasana. And we'll do the other side now. So we're going to inhale, bring the left heel into the pelvis. Bring that right foot in. If it's just in front, that's fine. If you can bring your foot to ground all the way opposite that knee, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale to reach. Exhale, twisting to the right, bringing that hand to support behind the tailbone. And oop. A nice twist for the low spine. Or mid spine. breath here. Just settle in, become aware of this space. Here we want to make sure too, since I can't see you guys, that both hips are grounded. So if you're tilted one way or another, or you're sitting on that heel, be sure to pull that heel out a little bit so you make sure you're really grounded in that tailbone, and you'll feel the hips start to get a deeper stretch there. So coming back center, inhale to reach. Exhale, extending the legs back out into Dandasana. And I'm going to turn again so you guys can see me. So coming back here to Dandasana. We're going to ground our palms to the mat and shift our hips forward. And we're not going to go all the way back. We're going to just kind of come here to almost like a half bow, keeping our toes. We're going to start to rock on that tailbone until you find a nice solid base, and then pull the legs up. So that's how you can find that nice grounded flat spot. It's just slowly, and then once you find it, then you can lift the legs. We're going to start to engage the core. So our palms can be straight out here. They can be up towards the sky. Take a few breaths. Engage the core. And just focus here. Focus in your half bow, lengthening the spine and lifting the chest. Finding that nice line of energy, keeping those heels lifted high. One more breath here. As you exhale, drop the toes to the mat. Inhale to lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, curling the spine. Allow your body to roll all the way back onto the mat. Hug the knees into the chest and just sway from side to side, loosening up that low back. We're not going to stay here too long. We're going to get right back up into our half boat and start to flow a little bit. So if you want to cross at the ankles and take a slight rock until you bring yourself back to that balance point on that tailbone. We're going to flow with breath here. So inhale, extending the legs, extending the arms for a full boat. Exhale. Bend the knees, bringing them back in. Inhale to open. Focusing here on lift and lengthen. If you start to shake, that's okay. Breathe into that space. That's your body craving more energy. It says, I'm not used to doing this, but maybe that's why we need it today. We'll do 2 more cycles here, just nice and strong, flowing with your breath. Let's do 1 more. I don't know if I said 1 or 2, but dropping the toes to the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine. Exhale, round the spine and roll, bringing the knees into the chest. And sway from side to side. On your next exhale, grounding the heels to the mat. Inhale to cross the right ankle over the left knee. Inhale, pulling the knee towards the chest, interlacing the fingers behind. And just take a cycle of breath or 2 here in a reclined pigeon, opening that hip space. On your next inhale, release your bind and kick your left heel all the way up to the sky. Remember to try and keep that right knee out and open, so we're keeping this hip open. So if you want to spot yourself there and ground your hand into the hip crease. Inhale, lower the left heel towards the mat. Keep that core engaged. We're warming up the belly today. Inhale to, or exhale to lift, and inhale to lower. Flow with breath, just a few more cycles here, nice and strong. Last one here, exhale all the way up. Bending at the knee and allowing the sole of the heel to drop to the mat, and allow the right sole to follow. Inhale, pull the knees into the chest, give a nice squeeze here, maybe sway from side to side. On your next exhale, allow the soles of the feet to ground to the mat, this time bringing our left ankle to cross over. Keeping that left foot flexed, Inhale, interlace the fingertips behind the right knee and start pulling that knee in towards your chest, allowing that left hip to open up, allow the knee to drop open a bit further. On your next inhale, pushing through the heel, extend that right leg all the way up the wall. Again, if you want to spot your hip crease, or you can ground down to the mat, or even hold the outer edges of your mat if you need to. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Really pull the ribs down as you pull that leg up the wall. Nice and strong, steady, using that breath. Do 2 more, nice and strong. Last one here. Inhale to lower and exhale to lift. Bending at the knee and dropping the sole of the right foot to the mat and allowing the left foot to follow. Inhale, bring the knees into the chest and sway from side to side. Crossing at the ankles. Inhale to slightly rock only up to your half bone. So not all the way up, just coming back here, more core space. Rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Let's flow with breath. Inhale, open, exhale. If it's too much to flow, you can always maybe inhale to lift into your half boat and exhale, drop the feet. So even if this is all we're doing today, we're still keeping that core engaged. We're still focusing on opening and lifting and lengthening the spine. And just focus on breath, where we're at today. We'll take 2 more cycles here. Inhale, or if we're opening all the way up. I am not strong in my boat pose. I am shaky boat. Exhale, bringing the toes to the mat. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, round the spine and roll back. Inhale, hug the knees into the chest and sway from side to side. On your next inhale, we're going to release the soles to the floor to ground our palms to the mat. And we're going to inhale, lift and push through the heels for legs up the wall. Both legs up the wall. Just breathe here. And I don't know if you can see your own image, but sometimes we tend to overthink this pose and maybe pull too far forward or maybe too far back, and that's going to end up causing a little bit more work. So pushing through the heels, finding length here, grounding the hips and the back of the hip girdle into the mat, the tailbone into the mat, finding that space, keeping the core engaged so we're not just laying here, we're working that breath. A few more cycles. This can be a very restorative pose too if you were actually at the wall and have your legs up the wall, really releasing a lot of tension. We're going to flow with breath here. Inhale, bring the heels towards the earth. Exhale, push through the heels, legs up the wall. Nice and strong and steady. We're not rushing through this. We're really connecting with our mind, our body, and our breath, all in one strengthening movement. Exhale. One more time here. Inhale to lower. And exhale to lift. Bending at the knees, pulling them into the chest and sway from side to side. We're going to cross at the ankles. Give yourself a little rock and roll until you come all the way to standing. Coming to the tops of our mats, I'm going to come to the side here so you can see me. We're going to start opening and stretching out a little bit more here, lengthening. So palms up to the sky, inhale and reach. Grabbing that left wrist, pushing up, lengthening through the side body, and then hinging at the hips. Your feet can be hip, or your legs can be hip distance apart, or if you want more of a challenge, bring those ankles together and really push through that side body. Turning the chin up towards the sky. Inhale to reach. Lengthen here. Grabbing that right wrist, pushing the palm up towards the sky. Exhale and reach. Turning the chin up towards the sky. Inhale to center. Lengthen here. Exhale, take a slight back bend. Let the neck drop back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Wonderful. Coming to the top of the mat, we're going to move through our Surya Namaskar. So if you're familiar with this, just follow your flow of breath. And if you're not, I bet by the third time we go around, you will be. So we're going to do both sides, and it'll all kind of have a cycle to it. And so I'll walk you through the first time. I would like to just kind of cue you maybe on all alignments. That way you can really focus on just flowing with breath. So that's the best part about Vinyasa, is that rhythm, that peaceful rhythm. So grounding down in our Tadasana, this is where we begin our sun salutation. So grounding here, maybe lift the toes, finding a strong stance, tucking in the tailbone. So maybe tilting the pelvic forward, rolling the shoulders back. Inhale to reach. Exhale, hinge at the hips, swan dive, forward fold. Let that neck drop out. Inhale, halfway left, lengthening the spine. Grounding the palms down, step back with your left foot, right runner's lunge. Inhale to lift. Now stepping back into your plank or kneeling plank, wherever you're at in your practice today. Exhale all the way to the mat. Inhale, pointing your toes behind you and lifting the full body off the mat for your upward facing dog. Tucking the toes. Exhale, sending the hips back, downward facing dog. And pedal it out here. Inhale, bending at the knees, looking through the hands, and walk hopper jump, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen your bend. Take a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, deepen. Grounding the palms down to the mat, stepping back with the right foot, left runner's lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, stepping back into plank. And exhale, chaturanga. Or all the way down. Inhale into your upward facing dog. Tuck the toes and send the hips back. Taking a strong bend in the knees, walk, hopper, jump, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, deepen your fold. Strong bend in the knees. Inhale, all the way up. So that is one cycle. Exhale, hands to the heart. That is one flow of Surya Namaskar. Typically, you'd want to do 3 to 5, so we're going to do 2 more cycles through that and complete our practice with the Surya Namaskar or sun salutation. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Let that neck drop out. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen your fold. Grounding the hands down, step back with the left foot. Inhale, lift into your runner's lunge. Or if you need to be modified here, low lunge is perfectly fine too. Exhale, inhale to step back into your plank, and exhale to lower the chest to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking up through the hands. Inhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Deepen your bend. Strong bend in the knees. Inhale, all the way up. Moving to the left. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale. Grounding the hands down, this time stepping back with the right foot. Is that right? That should be right. Or did we just, I think we just did that one. So stepping back with the left foot, wherever we're at. Keeping that knee in alignment here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, stepping back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga, cobra, sphinx, upward dog, whichever back bend you like here. And exhale, sending the hips back to downward dog. Looking up through the knees, or looking up through the hands, bend the knees. Inhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, lengthen the spine, and exhale, deepen your fold here. Take a moment here before we go through our last cycle of sun salutation to really just breathe into this space. Exhale, release any tension here in the shoulders and the neck. If you want to take a micro bend or strong bend in the knees, and take a moment here to shake out the head. Shake the head yes and shake the head no. As you exhale, focusing a little bit more aware into the space. And let go of any tension here. Maybe swaying the hips from side to side. On your next exhale, releasing the palms to the ground. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, deepen your fold. Take a strong bend in the knees, arms out wide. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we're going to flow through that one more time. Sun salutation. Inhale, reach. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen. Grounding the hands down, stepping back with the left. Inhale. Runner's lunge on the right. Exhale, bring the palms back to the mat and stepping back into plank. Exhale, heart to the mat.
The heart of the matter.
Oh, goodness. And taking a strong bend in the knees, looking up through the hands. Walk, hop, or jump to your forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen. Grounding your hands to the mat, stepping back with the right foot. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, stepping back into your plank. And exhale, heart to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes and send the hips back for your downward facing dog. We're going to go ahead and stay here and pedal out the legs. Breathing here for just a few moments. Really opening up. Shake out the neck here. Here in our downward dog, I want to point out too that we really want to have strong arms. So pushing into the mat, and that we're not sinking our chest in between, that we're keeping strong arms. So you want to keep those ears in line with your biceps and not sinking the chest through the shoulders. You want to push and extend the shoulders. So we're lengthening here. On your next inhale, take a strong bend in the knees and drop them to the mat, bringing you into your tabletop position. Toes can be flat on the mat. Finding your alignment here. We're going to move into our Chakravasana flow. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the tail, and look up. If up is too much for you, you can just gaze forward. Exhale, strong arms here, pushing into the mat, tucking that chin to the chest, really pulling that tailbone in. So you're getting a full arch here in that spine. Inhale, roll into your cow. So we're going to flow with breath here. Just a few more cycles. Inhale, opening the chest. And on your next exhale, coming back to a neutral spine. We're going to bring our palms up just a little bit. So we're going to move through our cat and cow flow more in our active child's pose, kneeling plank. So real organic movements here as we push through the side body back into our active child's pose. Inhale, coming up on the left and finding your cow arch here. Exhale, sending the hips back. Finding this organic movement. Again, connecting our breath with our bodies. Take one more cycle at the left. On your next inhale, bring your circles up on the right. And coming back, pushing through the left. Using that Ujjayi breath. Getting a lot of movement into the spine. One more cycle here in our organic styled Chakravasana flow. And on your next exhale, we'll come back to finding neutral spine, our tabletop position. From here, we're going to move into our spinal balance. Again, still working that core and arms, strengthening here. So if you don't feel like you want to challenge the full spinal balance, you don't have to keep that leg lifted. You can keep those toes flat on the mat. So we're going to inhale, bring that right hand forward, thumbs up towards the earth so our palm is facing towards the left. Really creating length here. So you can stay right here. Our gaze is going to be down at the mat to keep a neutral back of the neck. Or if you want to flow, inhale to reach, exhale, bring the knee and elbow in. So we want to make sure that we have a proper alignment here so we're nice and grounded in our balance. So you want to be pushing into that strong left arm so that you can flow here. We'll take one more cycle here in our spinal balance. Inhale to reach. And exhale to lower back to your tabletop position, cat and cow. Drop the belly, roll the shoulders away from the ears. And as you exhale, round the back. One more cycle here. And as you exhale, come back to your neutral tabletop position. This time stepping back with the right foot, reaching the left hand forward. You can stay here or play here. Inhale to push through the heel and exhale to bring it in. Keeping that core strong and engaged. Pushing through that strong right arm. We'll do two more here. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to pull it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale to lower. Cat and cow flow. Inhale, drop the belly, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, pull that tailbone under. Tuck the chin to the chest. One more cycle here. Just keeping that nice steady rhythm of flow. And then coming back to your neutral tabletop position. We'll move into our shoulder press, shoulder opening press. So we're gonna inhale, lift that right arm all the way up. So we really wanna open the chest towards the sky. And as you exhale, bringing the right arm through and resting down on that shoulder. So you can stay here, or you can bring the left toes all the way to reach those right fingers and ground that heel into the mat, or into the ground. You can bring that left hand all the way over the top of the mat and get a different type of sensation here. Or you can bring that left arm and take a bind behind the back. Take a few breaths here, just settling in. Deepening into the stretch, releasing a lot of that tension we hold in our shoulders. If you've been working at a desk all day or driving a lot, anything like that, you can really have a long periods of sitting there. Sometimes it's nice to really just rest the opposite way. Pull that pressure out. Push through that tension. And on your next inhale, if you were taking a bind, bring that left hand up to the sky and back to your face. Bringing our knee back in center if you were extended. Push into the mat as you inhale. Strong arm here. Open that right arm all the way up, opening the chest. And exhale to come back to your tabletop position. Inhale, opening the left hand all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, interlace it through and resting down on that left shoulder. Again, stay here or play here. You can bring that right foot out, toes to the fingers, and ground the heel into the mat. You can inhale to open that right arm. And you'll feel the different sensation, the different style of pressure that it'll put into that left shoulder. But if this is too intense for you or you have any kind of injury, you can just keep that right hand grounded into the mat for support and slowly ease pressure. We want to stay very gentle, not aggressive movements here. You can tuck the toes and even roll slightly, depending on where you're at. And just take another cycle of breath. Allowing our bodies to settle in to the shoulder press. And on your next inhale, if you were taking that bind, opening the shoulder, reach for the sky and bring the palm back to the face. Bringing that extended leg back into your tabletop prep. Pushing into the right arm. Inhale, lifting the left hand all the way up to the sky. Nice stretch here. Exhale, back to tabletop position. Inhale into your cow, sorry. Exhale, rounding into cat. Goodness. We'll take one more cycle here. On your next exhale, we're going to shift the hips over to one side, bringing your feet back in front of us. And as you exhale, slowly roll down the spine, finding yourself back into reclined position. Bring those knees into the chest, and we're going to start to take circles here, just rolling out that low back. Massage that tailbone, make sure the tailbone gets a nice push into the mat. On your next inhale, we'll take our circles the other way. And on your next inhale, taking each knee into each palm of your hand, open those legs up wide, circling the hips, relieving any tension we might still be holding in this space. Maybe take our circles the other way. On your next inhale, squeeze both knees into the chest nice and tight. Point and flex and roll the ankles here. On your next exhale, extend the left leg all the way out, holding on to that right knee with your left hand. We're going to take our right arm all the way out. Inhale to tuck the knee into the chest. As you exhale, we're going to bring it all the way over towards the left, but keep your shoulders grounded into the mat. So if you start to lift up, you've twisted too far. You want to keep those shoulders flat on the mat. As you exhale, just start to bring that right knee towards the floor, maybe grounding on some blocks, blanket, or bringing the toes to the left shin and resting there. On your next inhale, releasing your twist and bringing both knees into the chest. Exhale, sending the right leg all the way out. We're going to bring our left hand out to the side and our gaze goes to the left. Inhale to hug the right knee into the chest. Exhale, pulling it over. Breathe here. Releasing that spine. We did a lot of core work today, so this should be very relaxing. Squeezing out any of the buildup, toxin, or fluid that we might have been building up over this last week or whenever it was you were last on your mat in your reclined, twisted position. And on your next inhale, bring both knees into the chest and sway from side to side. One last yogi hug here. As you exhale, go ahead and release the feet all the way out. You can stop here in a reclined butterfly position with the soles touching, palms to the hip creases, and just allowing your body to sink into this pose, tucking in the low back, making sure your whole spine is flat on the mat, and palms up to the sky for Shavasana. Or you can exhale and extend all the way out to your corpse pose, finding full Savasana. Again, just making sure that the tailbone or the pelvic bone is tucked up so the low back can be flat on the mat. Maybe taking a micro bend to allow the legs to drop open. And once you find your restful position, I'll guide you into a full body relaxation. So we're going to bring our awareness back to our breath, deep inhales and exhales, lengthening the breath, and really focus on just releasing any tension and welcoming any peace and harmony into our lives. So deep inhales, and as you exhale, we're going to relax the toes, relax the ankles, and allow the heels to ground in towards the earth. Relaxing the knees, maybe taking a micro bend here. And as you exhale, deepen the hips, allow them to release and sink heavier into your mat. As you inhale, you'll feel the back body, the back of the ribs, sinking heavier and deeper into your mat. Relaxing the fingers, relaxing the wrists and the elbows. Relaxing the shoulders, maybe rolling them back a slight bit or tucking them under. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the tongue, and relaxing the eyebrows. Taking a nice deep inhale to receive, to restore, and as you exhale, to release, to rebuild, to relax. Finding yourself here in a full body relaxation. We're going to bring our awareness to our breath and just take a couple of cycles of breath here, letting go, giving yourself this time and space to be present, to be aware, and to just be. Focusing on that breath. Take a moment here in your final Shavasana to honor yourself for coming back to your mat each week, for honoring your practice, and for being here. Send yourself some true gratitude, maybe bringing your hands to your heart and taking a nice deep inhale. Saying thank you for the self-love and healing of yoga. Staying focused on breath, but also being aware of the body. If you're feeling any work is still being done, take a nice deep exhale to release any tension in the glutes and the thighs. Maybe we're tightening up our jaw again. And release here. As we've been sinking heavier and deeper into our mats, I'm going to bring our awareness back to our bodies. As we inhale and start to feel lighter, lifting from the mat, we're going to wiggle the toes, rolling the ankles, bending the knees and shifting the hips from side to side. Inhaling, feeling the ribs now lift from the mat. Wiggling the fingers, rolling the wrists and the elbows. Rolling the shoulders. Maybe turning the head from side to side. And whenever you're ready, rolling over to one side into your fetal position, taking a few breaths there, staying grounded, just slowly moving out of this meditation. Whenever you're ready, coming back to your easy seated position, finding your crisscross yoga sauce on the opposite side from what we were when we started our practice. In fact, I think I was the other way. I'm a mess today. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. I know we built a lot of energy. We really focused on the core. So beginner's class tomorrow will probably be moving more into the arms and the legs. Strengthening and building balance. So if you'd like to join me 6:30 tomorrow. And then of course we have another mixed level after this class. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for always coming back to your mat. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.
Hey, namaste.